All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gimme 5. And tonight, the first in a two-part Gimme 5, to be continued tomorrow night. Figure that out. Huma Abedin, she actually spoke. We actually hear her voice. We actually get a little insight into who Huma Abedin is. You know, Mrs. Anthony Weiner, Hillary's right-hand girl or left-hand girl or whatever you want to call her. But first, Hillary was at a rally. This is before last night's primaries in Wisconsin. And look at the girl behind her. Watch.
Later because of actually getting our way here. And the second is that we had so many people show up and we have an overflow room. I want to say hello to the overflow. I want us to make a big bet on advanced manufacturing. Look at what's happened here in Eau Claire.
All right, that's two yawns. You never see that. That is bad. And there was more.
But the other piece of the puzzle is what do we do with people who already have debt? How many people here have student debt? It's a lot of hands.
How many people here want to yawn? A lot of hands. All right, that sets the stage. Are you ready? All right, so Huma Abedin did this podcast, and she was asked a lot. So she talks about how she first met Hillary, like over 20 years ago. You ready?
I was really nervous. It was the midst of a work day. I was trying to figure out what I was going to wear and, how I would look. And I was just, shaking. I was so nervous. And it was kind of a blur. And we did it in the diplomatic reception room, which is in the residence. And it's this really beautiful oval shaped room with this spectacular wallpaper, and it's like, so just being in that room in the residence, it's kind of one of those awe-inspiring moments. And here I am, this 21-year-old intern in college, thinking, wow, this is really cool.
All right, this is really cool, but it goes back to Little Rock, Arkansas. Watch.
But my moment, and I think I've talked about this in the past, I think when President Clinton had his reelection, a few of us interns went to Little Rock, and that was in November, obviously. And I remember being at the rally in Little Rock, and it was election night, and obviously he was reelected. And I remember being on the rope line, and there were thousands and thousands of people, and I was, with a whole bunch of my friends, and I had met her before, like I said, in this photo for 30 seconds. They come out and the crowd's electric.
So they come out, the crowd's electric, and she's about to encounter Hillary Rodham Clinton. Listen.
It's, these things that happen in your life that just stick, that she walked by and she shook my hand, and our eyes connected, and I just remember having this moment where I thought, wow, this is amazing. And it just inspired me, and I still remember the look on her face. And it's funny, and she would probably be so annoyed that I say this, but I remember thinking, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, and she's so little. And, it's just sort of, because, people look different on TV, and I just thought, wow. And I had such a fangirl moment, and I was hooked.
And she was hooked. Now, this is very insightful. We never hear Huma Abedin talk. We just see this gruff exterior, this woman who pushes people away from Hillary, this woman who may be one of those who's going to be interviewed, if she hasn't already, by the FBI involving the whole Hillary email scandal. So I'm a little surprised that she went to this, this podcast for women, maybe to soften her image, maybe to she knew this would be circulated, maybe to just talk like a regular, I'm just a regular, hey, I was in awe of Hillary, I'm just a regular mom, and I never see my kid, we'll get to that tomorrow, but I'm just a regular person like you or me. So I think it's very interesting. So they had the eye contact, and she was hooked, and she was beautiful, and for the next 20 years, she's been at Hillary's side. How did she come to marry Anthony Weiner? What about those emails? What about her son who lives in New York? We'll talk about that on Gimme 5 tomorrow. Thanks for watching.